After a road win in Charlotte on Wednesday night, the Boston Celtics came back home to the Garden for a game against the Houston Rockets, where they pulled off an improbable 26-point comeback by a final score of 99-98. Welcome into the Boston Celtics newsfeed post-game recap brought to you by DraftKings.com. I'm Nick Cherico reporting for CLNS Media. The Celtics appeared to be no match for the Western Conference leading Houston Rockets in the first half of Thursday night's game. On the second leg of a back-to-back, the Celtics fell into a 12-0 hole early in the first quarter, forcing Brad Stevens to call a timeout at the 9-minute mark. They were able to string some buckets together, but they continued to struggle on defense as they found themselves trailing 32-12 after one quarter of play. James Harden lit up the stat sheet in this quarter, posting 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists on 3 of 9 shooting. The Celtics shot just 28% from the field as a team in the first, with Al Horford leading the way with 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Things didn't get a whole lot better in the second quarter, as the C's continued to struggle on both ends of the court. Houston was able to take advantage of this, stretching their lead out to as high as 26 points. They went into the break leading the Celtics 62-38. Harden continued to lead the way for the Rockets with 17 points, while the C's saw Kyrie Irving start to come on in the second quarter with 11 points going into the break. Houston shot 47% from the field in the first half with 62 points to show for it, which is the most the Celtics had given up in a first half of this season. Along with defense, turnovers were a big part of the Celtics' struggles, committing 12 in the first half. They also did not shoot great in this half, putting up percentages of 37 from the field and 33 from 3. Tonight's recap is sponsored by DraftKings, the best place for you to win huge cash prizes every single night. With basketball season back in full swing, DraftKings is the place for one-day fantasy basketball. You can enter into their big money groups or play in beginner or casual contests with your friends. Head on over to DraftKings.com armed with a $5 deposit and our promo code CLNS, and you can play for your share of $10,000 in total prizes. Don't wait, use code CLNS at DraftKings.com now to choose your lineup. Coming out of the break, the Celtics were able to cut deep into Houston's lead in the third quarter, but still found themselves trailing 78-69. Kyrie Irving helped lead the way for the Celtics comeback with 12 points in the quarter, putting his total for the game at 23, and James Harden continued to lead the way for Houston as well, scoring 26 points, including 9 in the quarter. A 20-4 run by the C's was vital to their comeback attempt, as they outscored Houston in this quarter 31-16. The fourth quarter is where things began to get very interesting for the Celtics, as they continued to chip away at Houston's lead throughout the final frame. After a late Jason Tatum dunk to cut it to a 1-point game, James Harden committed an offensive foul during the Rockets' ensuing inbound play, which turned the ball back over to the Celtics. And at the 3-second mark, the C's finally got over the hump on an Al Horford baby hook, taking the lead 99-98. The ensuing Rockets inbounds play resulted in another James Harden offensive foul, again turning the ball over to the Celtics. They were able to hold on, winning the game with a final score of 99-98. The Celtics bench came up huge in helping spark their comeback in this one. Terry Rozier finished the game with 13 points, including some big three-pointers to help chip away at the lead. Marcus Morris was also a force off the bench for Boston, scoring 10 points during his 20-minute restriction. Another large part of the Celtics' comeback was due in part to their defense, which came to play in the second half. They allowed just 36 points in the second half after giving up a season-high 62 in the first. And in a game with no Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart had a huge night in his starting role. He may not have lit up the stat sheet, but he continued to make big plays on defense in crucial moments during the game, just like he has been all season. Kyrie Irving led the way in this one for the Celtics in points with 26 to go with 4 assists and 3 rebounds. The Celtics are going to be back in action for a little New Year's Eve basketball on Sunday, as they'll be back at home to take on the Brooklyn Nets. Tip-off is at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Until next time, guys, this has been Nick Cherico reporting for CLNS.